Hello and happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this animation in DaVinci Fusion. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you how you can download it for free along with many of my other projects. Let's get into it. So here we are in Fusion. I'm just going to bring in a background node and connect it across like that. Clicking on the background node, come over to the right hand side and take the alpha all the way down to 0. The next thing we're going to do is set up our 3D scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a merge 3D. Actually going to bring in two of those. I'm going to bring in a camera, a light, a render 3D, and this one here that says image plane. We're also going to bring one of those in. Let's connect those together. Once you've got them connected, take the output from the renderer and attach it to this background like so, and it'll create a merge for us. The first thing we need to do is bring in a piece of wood. I downloaded this from Vector-Easy. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Click on that, F2, keep things organized. We'll call that wood, like so. Now we're not seeing anything in the right window, and there is a reason for that. If I put the camera in the left window by clicking this dot like that, and then pull it back, the reason we didn't see our wood is because the camera is occupying the same space as our wood. So let's bring it to about there. Clicking on this image plane, let's go over to the transform section, which is the third one here. We're going to rotate the wood on its x-axis by 90 degrees, and it's vanished. Now, if I come here, you can see if I move this up and down, you'll see the flickerings of the floor. Let's just hold the control key while you're doing it. Very sensitive till it's about there. Then what we can do is come down here under scale, untick X, Y, Z. What we'll do is increase it in the x-axis and increase it in the y-axis like that. Now we need to add our text, so come up to the toolbar just here and drag a text 3D in and connect it into our merge like that. Then come over to the right hand side and just type in your text. And as you can see, our text is absolutely massive, so we need to reduce that in size. So you can come down to this one here that says size, hold the control key while you do it and just pull it down to about there. You can also change the size in the transform one just here by going down to size as well just here. Then what we can do is in the translation section just here, lower it in the Y. Again, you might need to hold the control key and just move it across in the X as well. We should actually rotate it in the Y as well. So come down here, then just rotate it in the Y. Right, let's give it some depth. So go to the first one where it says text, come down to here where it says extrusion and give it some extrusion. If we zoom in, you can see it's doing that. So if I go really crazy, look at that. So we'll do that. Then what we'll do is increase the subdivision, so keep it nice and smooth. We'll increase the bevel depth and the bevel width as well. Let's change the font. So in the original one, I used the Tacoma. I got that wrong. I used the I used Trojan Pro. I used that one. Right. I don't know what's the matter with my teeth today, but I can't speak English. Right. So we've got our text. I don't particularly like the color, so let's go in here, click on this color just here, and then what we'll do is we'll give it kind of a nice brownish hue like that. Now it's looking particularly drab, and the reason for that is it needs some lighting on it. And Fusion is a bit weird about light, so you need to click on this merge just here, go up and hit pass through lights, go to the next merge, go up and hit pass through lights, then go to the renderer 3D just here and change it from software renderer to hardware renderer like that, and then go down and hit enable lighting, enable shadows. And you'll see we're not getting any lighting now, and there's a reason for that, and that is we need to click on this spotlight down here, put it in the left hand window like so. We're going to come across to the transform section, click on that, and then go down, and where it says use target just here, just click that. And then see this one that says pick, hold that with your left mouse button and go over the text like that. And now when I go to the top view, what happens is that light will always stay focused on the text like that. Now we're not getting any light on the floor. Let's just go to the right view again. Just going to lift that up like that. You can see there's no light going on the floor, and there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is if we go to this image plane just here, and where I've got it set to 90, we need to set that to -90 like that, and you'll see our light came in. So what happened there? Well, what happened is the normals or the faces of the object were actually rotated in the wrong direction, and so Fusion wouldn't allow us to render it. So be aware of that. If that happens to you, that's the reason. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go to frame 0, and I'm going to move this light just like that. I'm going to right click on it, hit copy, and then blank area, Control V to hit paste like that. And now we have two lights in the same position. So clicking on that light, I'm just going to move it like that to the side like that. Now let's animate our lights. I'm going to go to frame 0, come over to the transform section where it says translation, right click and go animate translation group. And what you'll notice is that it creates a keyframe, which is what we need. Now what we need to do is go to frame, say 120, grab this light and just move it to another location like that. So we have a subtle movement of light. Now what we need to do is clicking on the light, come up to the spline tool just here, click on this to make sure it's selected, and go over to here where it says zoom to fit, and all our keyframes will come in. Go down to the toolbar just here where it says select all, click that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hit ping pong like that. And now we have a nice little animation going on our lights. Let's do the other light. We're going to click on that one. Same thing again, transform, right click, animate translate group. Then what we'll do is we'll go to say frame 90 this time. Move that light into a new position. Created the keyframe. It's very, very subtle. Let's go to the front view. Just bring it down a little bit. Same thing again, go up to the spline tool just here, select all, zoom to fit by clicking on that one, select all, and then we're going to hit ping pong. And now we have created our animation. We're going to have to come back to that later on, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Right, it's time to add our turkey, and the way we do that is I'm going to give us some room just here. I downloaded this turkey from Sketchfab. I took it into Blender and created a looping animation with it. Good housekeeping, let's click on it, F2, we'll call it turkey. I'm going to come up to the toolbar now. I'm going to add a transform tool, and that allows us to move it and put it into the right position, like so. I'm just going to nudge the size down just a fraction. And actually, I'm going to go back into our 3D, and on our text just here, I'm going to add another transform tool, but this time it has to be a 3D transform. So clicking on it, shift space bar, and we're looking for transform 3D, that one just there. Click on that, and then we can play around with the sizing on that one as well. If I go here and just do that, just bring it down a little bit and then move it across in the X. Now our turkey is looking very dark, but we can fix that. And how you do that is you click on this transform just here and shift spacebar. We're looking for CC color corrector, which is that one there. Clicking on the color corrector, come over to the right hand side, and what we'll do is we'll increase the gain on him. Looking a lot better. Let's actually bring in a background. Again, I got this off Vector Easy, so what I'm going to do is drag that in. I'm going to call it F2. We'll call this background vector. And if I grab that and connect it into our background like that, we get that, which is massive. So what we need to do is clicking on that, come up to our transform just here, click on that. Same thing again, let's just size it down. We also just need to nudge it up a little bit. So let's just do that, just so the floor matches. I'm going to zoom in to see that. To give it a bit of dimension, click on the transform just here and hit blur just here. And then what we're going to do is just knock it out of focus like that. And if needs be, we can also go here, click on the blur, shift spacebar, CC color corrector. And if you need to, you can just do the reverse and take the gain down on that one just to make it a bit darker like that. Right, let's add our pumpkin. So here's our pumpkin from Vector Easy. God, I must be getting a commission off them. Right, click on that, F2, we'll call it pumpkin. And then we'll connect it into this merge like so. And it is massive, so we need to add a transform by coming up here, clicking on here, transform. Then take the size right down. And using the center X and Y here, we're going to bring it across like that, and then bring it down like that. The only problem with it is two problems. One, it's a bit too bright, and the other one is it doesn't have a shadow. It doesn't look real. And we can fix both of those. First thing we need to do is click on the transform, hit Shift Spacebar, and we're looking for a drop shadow, which is this one just here. Let's add that. Now that shadow is not looking good. And the reason for that is the drop angle is wrong. So let's take the drop angle to say 90. Just type it in here, 90. And then take the shadow strength right down or right up. Which one looks better? Yeah, it's the drop distance. So just play with the drop distance until it's closer to the object like that. We're nearly done, guys. Now it's time to add some particles. So I got, again, Vector Easy. Sorry, guys. Let's just bring that in, connect it in like that. If I put that in the window, we get this. And if I play that back, it obscures everything. So what we need to do is click on the media. First, we'll give it a name, F2. We'll call it Fire Spark. Then, clicking on it, Shift Spacebar. And what we're looking for is a Luma Kia, which is that one there. And as soon as I add that, you'll see it's corrected the problem. Just want to check the size on that. So I'm going to click on it, come up and add a transform. And if we zoom out, you can see that the sparks are way bigger than the image. So let's just bring that in a bit by clicking on the transform, just taking the sparks right down like that. Right, one thing we should do before we continue is if our composition is longer than the animations that we're bringing in, so for instance this turkey, if I carry it on like that, he vanishes. So the way you solve that is if you come up to the turkey, click on it, come over to the right hand side and click loop. And do the same thing for the fire sparks as well, make sure loop is selected. So right, let's add some more particles. This time it's going to be for the text, so let's just drag that across like that. Bring in the particles from here, just put them in the window. Yep, that's the one. So clicking on that, let's F2 it and we'll call it part text, as in particle text. And then we'll just connect it in to our merge like so. We're going to add a transform to it because we are going to be animating it. In fact, let's do that now. So what we'll do is we'll go to our text transform just here. Go to frame 0, come over to the translation and right click, animate translate group. Then what we need to do is come to say frame 80 and just click a keyframe all the way down here like that. Let's go back to frame 1 and then what we'll do, or frame 0 I should say, and if you just hold the control key while you're doing this, just lift it out of shot like that. And then when we play that back, we get this. Now we need to make that a bit smoother because it slams in, and the way you do that is clicking on that transform, come over to the spline editor just here, hit zoom to fit to make sure they're all in like that, and just come over to this last one like that, and then hit S on the keyboard and it smooths it out. So we need our text particles to follow that, so what we're going to do is go to frame 80, clicking on our transform on our particle text, come over to the center X and Y and click a keyframe like that just to hold them. We're going to go to frame 0, same thing again, we're just going to lift those out of shot like that. Same thing, clicking on that transform, come up to the spline tool, make sure you hit zoom to fit and select this one, and again S on your keyboard to smooth it out. And then when we play that back, I like that. Now, the only thing to be aware of is because it's a video, it's actually quite square at the bottom. So when the embers come off screen, they go off very, very harshly. And we don't want that. We need it to be quite soft. So the way you deal with that is clicking on the particle text, come up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on B-spline like that. We're going to invert it. So if you come across to the right-hand side just there, and then we'll just do a B-spline like this. Make sure it's connected at the end like that. Go back here, turn off invert, so we've got that. I'm going to go up and turn off show view controls like that, and you can see it's a very, very harsh edge. Now just crank up the soft edge like that. Oh, the other thing I meant to do, slap me with a bit of wet lettuce. Click on that particle text video and make sure loop is on that one. So now it's time to add in our fairy particles. So I'm just going to give us some room here. Just drag that across here. Bring this one in like that. Good housekeeping. F2. I'm going to call it fairy P like that. Connect it into that merge like so, like that. Put the media out in the window and hit play and see how that looks. Now, the only thing I don't like is I think the wood's a bit too dark actually. So we can fix that quickly. If we go here and click on the wood and hit Shift Spacebar and hit CC Color Corrector, we can go in and we can just nudge the gain up like that, just to make it look nice and cheerful. Let's just nudge the gain up on the turkey. And I think on that pumpkin, I think we need to lower its gain because I think it's a bit too bright. So clicking on that drop shadow, there we are. Color corrector comes up because we've used it before. Let's add that. And then just come over and take the gain down just to make it sit in like that. And we are finished, guys. Let's have a look at our final result. Now playing it back, I've realized I've made a mistake, and let me show you what that mistake is. If we go back into Fusion and go back to our particles that exist behind our text, you'll notice that as soon as they come in, our complete background vanishes. And the reason for that is because I forgot to add a luma key. So definitely spank me with a bit of turkey. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the particle text just here, Shift Space Bar, and we're looking for a luma key. We're going to add that, and there we are. And now it's come in properly. Now, before I go, there is one more thing I need to do, and that is I've just realized that our turkey doesn't have a shadow. So what we need to do, it's dead easy to fix. What we're going to do is disconnect our turkey like that, bring in a merge, connect the color corrector into the merge. We're going to bring in a background node and drag it across like that. We're going to keep it black. Now if I put that in the window, we get that. Clicking on that background node, what we need to do is add a B-spline mask like that. And then what we're going to do is come to the turkey's feet and just create a quick mask around like so. And we get that. Clicking on the B-spline, come over to the right hand side and increase the soft edge. Then what you need to do is go down to the merge, right click and hit swap inputs, and it'll put the shadow behind. Let's connect that back in. And that shadow's a bit too dark, which is very easy to fix. All you need to do is come to this B-spline just here. Actually, let's just change the shape a little bit. Come up to here where it says level on the right hand side and change the level down so it's looking a bit more realistic. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was really fun to make. You can actually download it from my website for completely free of charge. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and go to the link in the description. You will need to put in your email address, by the way, but please know I hate spam, so I won't be spamming you. If you've got any ideas for future tutorials, please leave a message below. I do enjoy reading those comments, and I will see you in the next one. That was my turkey impersonation. Sorry about that.